I slammed the phone down on the kitchen counter, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. The messages I'd just seen, flirty texts, late-night plans, photos that left no room for doubt, confirmed what I'd suspected for months. My wife Sarah was having an affair, but the real shock wasn't her betrayal. It was the name attached to those messages. Mike Thompson, our straight-as-an-arrow neighbor, the guy who'd always seemed like the epitome of suburban normalcy. That evening, as the sun dipped below the rooftops of our quiet Chicago suburb, I paced the living room, replaying every interaction I'd had with Mike. He was the type who coached Little League, grilled burgers at block parties, and never missed a Sunday service at the local church. Sarah and I had been married for 8 years, a picture-perfect couple on the outside, house with a white picket fence, 2 kids in elementary school, careers that kept us busy but comfortable. I worked as a software engineer, she as a teacher. But beneath it all, I'd been hiding a secret. I'd always known I was attracted to men, though I'd buried it deep to fit into the life everyone expected. Coming out in my conservative family back in Ohio would have been suicide, so I chose the safe path: marriage, kids, stability. Sarah was kind, supportive, my best friend, really. We had a good life, or so I thought. The affair started small, I guessed. Mike's wife had passed away from cancer 2 years ago, leaving him a single dad to his teenage son. Sarah had helped out, organizing meals for the neighborhood, checking in on them. I encouraged it, thinking it was just community spirit. But those texts told a different story. Stolen kisses in the park, whispered promises in the dark. "I can't stop thinking about you." One from Mike read, "You're the only one who makes me feel alive again." My stomach twisted. How could this happen? Sarah knew about my past struggles, though I'd never fully admitted my orientation to her. We talked around it, agreeing our marriage was about companionship more than passion. But this was a gut punch. I couldn't confront Sarah first. The kids were home, and I didn't want to blow up our world without proof. No, I needed to hear it from him. Mike, the straight guy who'd somehow seduced my wife. Or had she seduced him? Either way, I had to know. Grabbing my keys, I stormed out the door, the cool autumn air hitting my face like a slap. His house was just 2 blocks away, lights glowing warmly from the windows. I marched up the driveway, my fist raised to knock, but hesitated. What if this unraveled everything? What if my own secrets came tumbling out? Shaking off the doubt, I pounded on the door. Mike opened it, surprise flickering across his rugged face. Strong jaw, salt and pepper hair, eyes that crinkled at the corners when he smiled. "Kevin? Hey man, what's up? Everything okay?" His voice was steady, but I saw the flash of guilt. I pushed past him into the foyer, the scent of pine cleaner and something baking in the kitchen filling the air. "We need to talk," I said, my voice low and trembling. "About you and Sarah." He froze, then closed the door softly. "Kevin, let's sit down." We moved to the living room, where family photos lined the mantel, him and his late wife, laughing on a beach. His son at a baseball game. Humanized him, made my anger waver. He sat on the couch, rubbing his hands together. "How did you find out? Does it matter?" I snapped, pacing. "You've been sleeping with my wife." "My wife, Mike." "What the hell?" He looked down, shame etching his features. "It wasn't planned. After Lisa died, I was lost. Sarah was there, listening, helping. One thing led to another. I'm sorry, Kevin. Truly. Sorry." That word hung in the air like smoke. I wanted to yell, to punch something, but instead, I sank into the armchair opposite him. "Why her? You're straight, right? The whole neighborhood knows your story. The devoted husband, the grieving widower." Mike met my eyes, and for the first time I saw something deeper, vulnerability, maybe even confusion. "I thought I was straight. Hell, I am straight. Or was. I don't know anymore." His words caught me off guard. What did that mean? We talked for hours that night, the conversation shifting from accusation to confession. He spoke of his loneliness, the pressure to be the strong provider, the unspoken doubts he'd had since college about his attractions. I found myself opening up too, sharing fragments of my own hidden life, the crushes I'd ignored, the fear of judgment. By midnight, the anger had ebbed, replaced by an unexpected connection. As I left, Mike's hand lingered on my shoulder. "Thanks for listening," he said. Little did I know, that touch would ignite something neither of us expected. The next few days were a blur. Sarah noticed my distraction, but I brushed it off as work stress. Inside, I was reeling. Mike texted me the morning after, "Can we talk again?" No pressure. Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met at a coffee shop downtown, away from prying eyes. Over lattes, he admitted the affair had ended weeks ago. Guilt had eaten at him. But talking to me felt different, real. I felt it too. A spark I hadn't felt in years. Was this betrayal or fate? The question haunted me as I drove home, the city lights blurring through the windshield. Weeks turned into a secret routine. Mike and I started meeting regularly, first under the guise of clearing the air, then because we couldn't stay away. We'd grab beers at a dive bar on the outskirts of town, or walk along the Lake Michigan shore, talking about everything and nothing. He shared stories of his marriage to Lisa, how it had been loving but routine, how her death had forced him to question who he really was. "I never acted on it," he said one evening as we watched the waves crash. "But there were guys in the army back in my 20s. I pushed it down." I nodded, understanding all too well. Same here. My family, Bible Belt folks. Being gay wasn't an option. So I chose Sarah. She's amazing, but it's like living half a life. The confession felt liberating, dangerous. Sarah and I had drifted apart physically years ago, our marriage more partnership than passion. But the kids, Emma and Jack, they were my world. How could I append that for this? Whatever it was with Mike. Society's expectations weighed heavy. In our suburb, being openly gay meant whispers at PTA meetings, awkward silences at barbecues. Mike's church group would disown him. My job at the tech firm was progressive on paper, but I knew the subtle biases. Yet each time we met, the pull grew stronger. One night, after a particularly raw conversation about loss and longing, Mike leaned in closer. "Kevin, I don't know what this is, but it feels right." His eyes searched mine, and in that moment, I didn't pull away. Our hands brushed, a simple touch that sent electricity through me. But guilt gnawed at me. Sarah deserved the truth. I confronted her gently one evening after the kids were asleep. "I know about Mike," I said, watching her face crumple. Tears flowed as she apologized, explaining her loneliness in our emotionally distant marriage. "I love you, Kevin, but we're more like roommates." We talked all night, deciding on counseling first, separation if needed. She didn't know about my feelings for Mike. Yet, that secret was mine to bear. As Mike and I grew closer, conflicts arose. His son, Tyler, sensed something off. "Dad, you're always out. Is there someone new?" Mike dodged, but the lie sat uneasy. My kids asked why Mommy and Daddy seemed sad. The web of deception tangled further when a neighbor spotted us at the bar. "Just guys' night." I laughed it off, but rumors simmered. One afternoon, Mike invited me over while Tyler was at practice. We sat on his porch, beers in hand, the conversation turning intimate. "What if we could be open about this?" he mused. "But the world isn't ready." I agreed, but inside hope flickered. That day he shared a photo album, pictures of him in his youth, carefree and questioning. I wish I'd explored this sooner. His vulnerability drew me in, making me question my choices. Had I married Sarah out of fear? Was this my chance at authenticity? The turning point came at a community event, a neighborhood fundraiser for the local school. Sarah and I attended together, putting on smiles for the crowd. Mike was there too, manning the grill. Our eyes met across the yard, a silent conversation passing between us. Later, as I helped clean up, he pulled me aside. "I can't keep pretending," he whispered. "I think I'm falling for you." My heart raced. This was no longer just talk. It was real, with real consequences. Back home, Sarah noticed my flush. "You okay?" I nodded, but the lie burned. That night, I lay awake, torn between duty and desire. The drama escalated when Tyler overheard Mike on the phone with me, affectionate tones unmistakable. "Dad, are you gay?" The question hung like a storm cloud. Mike later told me about the confrontation, Tyler's confusion, his fear of change. "He's okay with it, I think, but it's a lot." My own internal battle raged. Coming out to Sarah meant admitting I'd hidden part of myself. But staying silent meant denying who I was. As the leaves turned golden, so did the tension build. Mike and I decided to take a weekend trip. Just friends, we said, to sort things out. Driving to a cabin in Wisconsin, the open road felt like freedom. There, away from judgment, we explored our feelings without fear. Laughter echoed, stories flowed, and for the first time, I felt seen. But reality loomed. What happens when we return? The cabin weekend was a revelation. Surrounded by towering pines and a serene lake, Mike and I shed our facades. We hiked trails, cooked simple meals, and talked until dawn. "I've never felt this connected," he admitted by the fire one night. "Not even with Lisa." His words stirred something deep, a mix of joy and terror. Back in Chicago, the contrast hit hard. Sarah and I attended our first counseling session, where I tiptoed around the truth. "We're disconnected," I said vaguely. The therapist probed, but I held back. How could I explain Mike without shattering her? Word spread subtly in the neighborhood. A mutual friend asked Sarah if everything was okay, hinting at seeing Kevin with Mike a lot. She confronted me that evening. "Is there something going on with him?" Her eyes searched mine, hurt and knowing. I hesitated, then spilled it all, my attractions, the meetings, the feelings. She sat stunned, then angry. "So our whole marriage was a lie?" Tears streamed. "And now you're with my ex-lover?" The irony was cruel. We argued late into the night, voices hushed for the kids. In the end, she agreed to separation, but custody loomed like a battleground. Mike faced his own storm. His church friends distanced themselves after Tyler let slip about Dad's new friend. One elder pulled him aside. "This lifestyle isn't God's plan." Mike, once devout, questioned his faith. "If love is wrong, what is right?" he asked me over coffee. We supported each other, but societal pressure mounted. At work, I overheard colleagues whispering about diversity hires, making me paranoid about coming out. Our relationship deepened amid the chaos. Stolen moments, a quick lunch, a walk in the park, became lifelines. Mike introduced me to his hidden world. Old letters from a college crush, books on identity he'd read in secret. "I was scared," he confessed. "But with you, I'm not." I shared my own artifacts. A journal from high school, filled with unspoken longings. These exchanges built trust, but conflicts arose. Jealousy flared when Sarah started dating again. A coworker. "How can she move on so fast?" I vented to Mike. He reminded me of our own hypocrisy. A major clash came at Thanksgiving. My family visited from Ohio, conservative parents, judgmental siblings. Hiding Mike felt like betrayal. During dinner, my brother joked about those liberals in the city pushing agendas. I bit my tongue, but inside rage boiled. Later, alone with Mom, she sensed my turmoil. "What's wrong, son?" I almost told her, but fear won. Mike's holiday was tense too. Tyler invited friends over, one of whom made homophobic remarks. Mike defended subtly, but the strain showed. As winter set in, we navigated legalities. Sarah and I filed for divorce amicably, focusing on co-parenting. But emotions ran high. One night, Emma asked, "Why isn't Daddy home?" My heart broke explaining change. Mike's support was crucial. He became a confidant, even helping with the kids occasionally. Tyler warmed to me, seeing his dad's happiness. Yet public outings sparked stares. At a local cafe, a neighbor glared. "Small towns talk," Mike sighed. The drama peaked at a school event. Sarah and I both attended Jack's play, Mike tagging along as a friend. Tension crackled. Afterward, Sarah pulled me aside. "I see how you look at him. It's okay, Kevin. But the kids need stability." Her acceptance surprised me, easing some guilt. But societal backlash intensified. Mike lost a coaching gig after rumors spread. "They said it was budget cuts," he said bitterly. But I know. Through it all, our bond strengthened. We discussed futures, moving in together, blending families. But doubts lingered. Was this worth the pain? One stormy night, as rain pelted the windows, Mike held me. We'll get through this. His certainty bolstered mine. Yet, as Christmas approached, a new conflict emerged, introducing each other to extended families. The thought terrified, but excited. Change was coming whether we were ready or not. The holidays amplified every tension. Mike and I decided to come out to our families separately, testing the waters. I flew to Ohio with the kids, Sarah staying behind. At my parents' house, amid twinkling lights and turkey, I gathered courage. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. And I'm seeing someone, Mike. Silence fell like snow. Dad's face hardened. This is a phase. Think of the children. Mom cried, quoting Bible verses. My siblings divided, one supportive, others appalled. What will the neighbors say? The rejection stung, but I stood firm. This is who I am. Back home, Mike's revelation to his in-laws went smoother. His late wife's family was more open-minded. But his church excommunicated him informally. Friends ghosting. It's like losing Lisa all over again, he confided. We leaned on each other, attending LGBTQ support groups in the city. Their stories of struggle and triumph inspired. One couple shared their blended family success, giving hope. Work challenges arose. My boss, upon hearing of the divorce, offered sympathy but eyed me warily during Pride Month discussions. Mike, a contractor, lost clients in conservative circles. Financial strain added pressure. Maybe we should slow down, I suggested once, fear creeping in. Mike shook his head. No, we're in this. His resolve reignited mine. Family dynamics shifted. Sarah and I co-parented effectively, even including Mike in outings. The kids adapted. Emma called him Uncle Mike at first, then just Mike. Tyler bonded with my children, forming a sibling-like group. But schoolyard taunts hit hard. Jack came home crying, "Kids say my dad's weird." We talked openly, emphasizing love over labels. A heated debate erupted at a town hall meeting on LGBTQ rights. Mike spoke up for inclusive policies, facing boos from traditionalists. I joined him, our united front making headlines in the local paper. Suburban dads challenged norms. Support poured in from allies, but hate mail followed. One letter called us abominations. The controversy sparked arguments between us. Mike wanted to fight publicly. I preferred privacy. We can't hide forever, he argued. Compromise came slowly. As spring bloomed, so did opportunities. We attended a pride parade in Chicago, hands linked, the vibrant crowd energizing. There, amid rainbows and cheers, I felt free. But reality intruded when my father called, disowning me. Don't come back. The loss ached, but Mike's embrace soothed. You have a new family now. Romantic gestures deepened our connection. Mike surprised me with a picnic at our first meeting spot, the lakefront. To new beginnings. Emotions swelled as we reflected on the journey, from confrontation to love. Yet, doubts persisted. Sarah's new relationship flourished, making me question if I'd rushed. Are we moving too fast? I asked. Mike reassured. Love isn't timed. The climax built when Tyler's school hosted a family day. All four of us attended me, Mike, Sarah, her boyfriend. Whispers abounded, but we held heads high. A parent confronted Mike. This confuses the kids. He responded calmly. Love isn't confusing. Hate is. The exchange went viral on social media, drawing both praise and backlash. Our story became a local talking point, forcing us to navigate fame's double edge. Through trials, our choices defined us. I chose authenticity over facade, Mike vulnerability over denial. As summer neared, we planned a commitment ceremony, small, intimate. Invites went out, responses mixed. The anticipation built, emotions raw. Would society accept us? Or would conflicts tear us apart? Summer brought resolution and reckoning. Mike and I moved in together, blending households in a larger home on the edge of the suburb. The transition was bumpy. Kids adjusting to new routines, neighbors gawking. But joy outweighed chaos. Mornings filled with laughter, evenings with shared stories. Sarah's blessing came unexpectedly. "I'm happy for you, Kevin. Really." Her words healed old wounds. Public scrutiny intensified after the viral video. Reporters called, wanting interviews. We agreed to one local piece, sharing our story honestly. "Love doesn't fit boxes," Mike said on camera. The article sparked debates. Online forums buzzed with opinions, from supportive to vitriolic. Friends returned, apologies in tow. Others stayed away. My family softened slightly. Mom called, tentative but open. "I miss you." Reconciliation hinted. Personal growth marked the season. I volunteered at LGBTQ youth centers, mentoring teens like my younger self. Mike rejoined a more inclusive church, finding faith anew. Our relationship matured, arguments turning to discussions. One night, under stars, we exchanged rings privately. "Forever," he whispered. Emotion choked me. This was the life I'd denied myself, but not without cost. Tyler faced bullying, prompting school meetings. We advocated fiercely, policies changing. Jack and Emma thrived, their resilience inspiring. Sarah's wedding to her boyfriend included us, a modern family portrait. As fall approached, reflection set in. From that initial confrontation to this love born from betrayal. Was it fate or folly? We hosted a housewarming, inviting all supporters and skeptics. Toasts rang out, stories shared. In quiet moments, doubts faded. This was right. Yet, society's divides lingered. A national debate on marriage equality echoed our struggles, reminding us progress is slow. We committed to advocacy, voices amplified. In the end, our story wasn't just about us. It was about choices, courage, and change. We built a life authentic and full, despite the storms. Was Kevin justified in pursuing a relationship with Mike, the man who had an affair with his wife, or did it cross an unforgivable line?